there is a story in Vietnam also. We had a story about one man. Somehow he lost himself and went into a kind of paradise or Eden. There he met beautiful girls, and he kind of a couple with one. They were very happy together. The houses were like palaces, and he had anything he wanted. Anything that he didn't want, he also could have. He had anything. But there was one room, one door that she said should never be opened. He could go anywhere, except that room. Not open. One day, she has to go away to have a conference with other fairies or celestial beings. He stayed at home alone. And then, you know men, right? You know what he did, right?
Yeah.
I don't need to tell you, but I tell you anyway. He opened that door. Guess what? He saw the world down there. He saw our world as it is. And then he began to remember all the memories that he had before. Coffee shop, cakes in Paris, like me. I remembered when I saw the video, the show that you wanted me to edit.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, all these cakes in Paris. And the host even asked such this lovely, silly question. Wouldn't you like to live next to it, near this cake shop? I said, I would. Automatically, because I remember all this taste.
Yeah.
And the brewing smell, the fragrance of the coffee from the shop.
Yeah.
All the Parisians sitting outside on the sidewalk or under the little canopy or something, drinking coffee, eating these delicious creations of cakes, talking and happy.
Yes.
Yes.
When I saw that, I remembered, and I wanted to go to France and rent a room next to that that vegan cake shop. Oh, tell you the truth, I have to confess. You saw it yourself, right?
Yes.
From Land and Monkey shop.
Yes.
Oh my God, he's really excellent, making all kinds of cakes vegan.
Yes.
Oh, it's so beautiful looking also, yeah?
Yes.
I haven't had the luck to taste it, but it looks so beautiful, and I know it would taste good.
Yes.
Because I remember when I was in Europe, some vegan shops offer all these vegan cakes. Not all of them like that, but some. Some of my favorites, like cupcakes, muffins.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry I reminded you also. Well, we are in it together, okay? We are in the same boat. I also don't have anything like that anymore. And don't think that I'm tougher than you. I do miss them. Oh, only when I see them on our TV. Oh, I really hate it when I have to edit this kind of thing. Or like cooking shows where we saw so many good people cooking delicious stuff. Mm-hmm. And by the way they explain the ingredients, I know it's delicious. Then I was thinking, oh, I have to hire a chef who can cook all these kind of things for me every day. I don't know if I have time to eat it, to be honest with you, because sometimes I have to rush the shows. I'm slow in typing and in computer. When the mouse runs away, I had a difficult time to chase him back. He runs outside of the screen. I don't see him anywhere. And the more I move, the more he disappears. Oh, man. And God has to choose such a person like me. So low tech to be a master and has to have a television. Global television. Take care. And luck has it, for me, I have to even edit them. All the shows that people see all day, I have to see them all. All the things that you show on TV, I have to see them all before we show it to the audience. Imagine how busy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And if I don't catch up, then if it's time, because we have time issue, it's not forever that I can hold on to a show. I have to do it. Sooner is better than later. Because you have to correct it if I do correct. You have to add something if I have added something. And the subtitles have to do the subtitles. The translators have to do more translation, more or less, or edit or minus.
Yes, Master.
I have to hurry and do it so that you guys can be more comfortable to take care of your job after that. Then the schedulers have to schedule it and arranging all kind of things. I cannot just say, oh, I do it in 2-3 days. I do as quick as I can. It's just that I'm not that fast. Because I also have to think whether or not I delete this or I keep it or add this or not adding that. Is it good or not good? Sometimes it takes some time. And in a rush like that, or if I have to have a conference inside or meditate a lot, then I cannot eat. I cannot sleep. I can't afford that.
Yes, Master.
So it's just a dream to live near the bakery shop like that. Even if I live there, as long as we have SMTV, I don't have any chance.
Yes, Master.
And you either, so don't bother. Paris is very expensive. Anyway, I just don't need. I just take what I need and not what I want. Very, very minimum. Not just for food, but everything I use. Only the clothes because I'm modeling it. And the jewelry as well because I design them. I design the clothes and jewelry. I need to do it. Always hiring a model for every set of clothes. Very expensive.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, and it's not always suitable to find them. It doesn't matter. I don't have such big business anyway, so I just model my own. Also to look decent, to look like refreshing for your eyes. I mean, not just you, but everyone. So that they don't always have to see the same old face and the same old clothes. We are in a modern time. It should be more lively, huh? Colorful, no?
Yes, Master.
To cheer up the miserable world that we live in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm also reading. When I read all this, I was thinking I save it until when we get out of COVID and read it to the congregation in New Land, yeah?
Yes.
Every Sunday or Sunday, Saturday or whenever. But then we have the pandemic like forever. So I thought maybe I read it now. At least you can see me, can hear the story, me talk, and the outside disciples especially to cheer them up.
Yeah.
And maybe others who are non-disciples also cheer them up in this time of troubled waters.
Yeah. Yes, Master.
It's very sad. Every day, if I see the news, people die, over millions already. But that is the minimized number. The real number is more. Even the real infected number is also more. And it's a time for retribution. No one can do anything about it. I can rescue the souls only if they repent. Physically speaking, they have to go through this time of cleansing and payment.
Yes, Master.
Yes. And it's good enough that our planet has not been destroyed already.
Yes,
That
Master.
people still have hope. We keep it afloat until then, till whatever time necessary. If I can, I did many things to protect the planet, so protect people as much as I can.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Master.
and continue. I still continue to do it on a daily basis. Just like you have to eat every day in order to keep your body healthy and functioning.
Yes.
Not just one time, but you can do it to protect the planet. One time is a general, a big one. But every day, the planet has to be protected in different ways.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Also, I cannot use all the power all at once. My body cannot bear it. It has to go through the body. Do you understand that?
Understand.
Yes, Master.
Otherwise, there's no need for any master to come to the world.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Even, for example, like sometimes the heavens want to tell me something, but I'm busy with other things in the physical, like washing, cleaning or something, then they send the bird or the squirrels because I need that physical body to make noise so that I will notice. I say, what is it now? And then they tell me. Today a bird came, for example, told me what. Or yesterday the squirrel, chip, 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 so that I pay attention.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Because I cannot just sit and meditate all the time. I have other chores to do and work, SMTV work. So they have to use a physical means to do that. The same with all the masters that came to the planet or any physical planet. Need a physical pole.
Yes.
Yes.
Just like electricity is in the air, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it needs of electric pole, electric equipment in order to capture this electricity for us to use.
Yes.
Yes.
In the physical dimension is like that.
Yes.
Just like now. You see, we can see each other, all right. We don't have to sit next to each other to see each other, but we need a computer.
Yes.
We need camera. We need telephone. All these are physical instruments.
Yes.
Just the physical body of the master is a more sophisticated instrument. And it has a soul, it has Holy Spirit in it. It has heavenly energy through it.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
The electric cord is just an inert kind of element or instrument. But the master body is not just that. Just more, is a higher dimension, higher equipment.
Yes, ma'am.
I was trying to tell you something else before I forgot. Never mind then. Maybe next time. Any other questions? So that I may be inspired to explain more to you or not.
Oh, Master, referring to the tree of knowledge,
Yes.
when the question was raised, I had the impression that the human expect the knowledge of something higher. But could it be God is trying to protect the angel from eating it because that tree holds the knowledge of lower levels? Like if you eat it, you will fall. Hence the term falling angel, Master.
Yeah. So after Adam ate it, he and his wife fell. And then they know the pleasure of physical contact, which is maybe nice for them. But then they also know the pain. The pain of birth, the pain of death, the pain of other elements that will inflict suffering on you. That is the thing. But I wonder, why did God have to plant the apple tree in there? Actually, God did not think that Adam would disobey him. Or maybe God knew it. Who knows? God never told us too many things, okay? Yes. Maybe God knew. Or else, why would he create Adam? And then after a while, why would Adam feel lonely in heaven so that he had to take a rib out of him and make company for him? Knowing that a man and a woman should not be together so intimately like that. Yeah. And then knowing that if they're intimate together, they will make, other Adams, little tiny Eva running around the whole planet. If God did not know all this, then he cannot be a God, right?
Yes.
Yes, the God who created heaven and earth, the God who knows past, present, and future. How can he not know? How could he not have known that Adam to eat the apple? And to boot, he even created the snake. Knowing that the snake is a great charmer, seducer, to make people fall miserably. He knew all that, didn't he not?
Yes.
And wouldn't you wonder how come the paradise, the Eden, would have a snake in it? And a bad snake as that. Whom would I blame? I would blame God. Okay? I'm sorry, sir. I always tell the truth. That's my mission. You told me I have to tell the truth, I have to be fair and just. And that's what I am. I can't help it. You are the troublemaker for all of us. Yeah? So stop blaming humans. Just help them with what you can. Through me even. We are discussing a lot. It's from a very small story. The story is just about 1 page, you know? One printed page. Or maybe 1.5. Yeah. Not much, is it? And we make it a long story. How much time did we spend already? Do you have any idea?
1 hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, wow. That's very exact science nowadays. Very good. Very good, very good. You're getting better all the time. Yeah. We are using computer. These are exact things. So we are getting more and more accurate. Okay, any other ideas or questions?
Yes, Master.
Tell me.
Last time with the story about Adam and the diamond, it sounded like Adam existed many times and that diamond existed many times. Was that the same Adam that reincarnated over and over?
No, God created new Adams, new Evas. Whenever he lost one pair, he created another one, and then they fall in all the time. Or maybe that's what he wanted, to keep creating, because he cannot stop his own creating urge. He has a creative quality within him. He has to create things, just like the artist has to paint, has to create music, has to sing, has to play instruments, okay, with or without an audience.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, and God would have known, you know, but he cannot help it. I guess God cannot help it. But this is a lower level God, low level God. Because if you read the story of Enoch, you will see that God has regretted his creation and was disappointed, but he still continued. And we humans are inheriting that trait, so we continue to create. So we create a lot of babies, yeah. High-rise buildings, airplanes, satellites, computers, yeah. What else? What not? We continue creating all the time. Because we inherited this creative power and urge inside that we cannot stop. Yeah, we go into Mars, to the moon, to Venus, and yes, we are not satisfied enough with this planet already. We have to go elsewhere even. Yes, because of the creativeness inside. Any other question?
Well, on that question, Master.
Yes, so ask anything you want.
Yes, Master. If God kept creating a new Adam and Eve over and over,
yes,
why didn't he maybe improve the creation, or did he want to see what Adam would learn in the new creation or something?
Let me remind you, it was just a story, okay? Yes, and we did not know whether or not Adam was really created from the soil, from the earth, or whether or not the rib of him has become Eve, or whether or not God continued creating Adam and Eve, whether or not the tree existed. If I were God, after the first failure of the first Adam and Eve, I would chop down the tree. Then we save all the problems from ancient time up to now. Yeah, and we humans would never have to exist in this physical body and world and never have to suffer. Or just get rid of the snake. Or put him in a cage or something. Huh? Right?
Yes.
The two problems God should have dealt with. The tree and the snake. Even we know that. Sir, why didn't you know that? Either that or you knew. Yes, and you wanted to create trouble for us poor earthlings. Yeah, then thank you very much. Right. Okay, huh? Any more questions from the girls? Nothing. Only the boys have so much brain? Ah, shame on us, the girls. Come on, give me a question. No? Then ask your question then. The question that you had in the box for me, which I did not see. Tell me now.
Oh, we didn't have. There were no.
There
You
weren't
don't have
any.
it?
We didn't have prepared questions, Mom.
You didn't prepare it?
There weren't
You
any
didn't print it
prepared.
out for yourself, right? Okay, next time. Is there any urgent question that you don't remember for yourself?
Yes, I have one.
Okay, tell me.
The recent story about the fallen angel that was hung on the mountain.
Yes.
He worked so closely with God in heaven or
Yes.
that place.
Yes.
Why did he fall so quickly and so easily when he worked for such a long time and so closely with God?
Yes. I wonder myself. And then God of heaven blames us for being sinners.
Yes.
We are the less superior in quality and in the makeup of our being. And we live on earth, with all temptations, hardships, and trials, tribulations, all kinds. Why would the angel fall so fast? I guess God forgot to cup the free will because God did not want to be a dictator. I suppose if God is a dictator, then he is no God. Also, yes?
Yeah.
And the free will is that you are free to think what you want
Right.
because you are created already and you have a quasi body, even in the light body. You are not nothing anymore. Then you need to have perhaps ego, brain, mind, thinking pattern in order to function, to work. If you don't have all that, how would you serve God then? If God wants an apple, you don't know what an apple is. You have to know many things. And for knowing too many things, your mind will breed something else as a side effect, as a byproduct, no?
Yes, Master.
And you can see, you can hear, you can observe that God treats the human so nicely. Yeah, you remember the last story I told you about the fallen angels?
Yes.
Satan appeared to him at the last when he's all seduced and bad already. He said to Adam, that's how he revenged him. Because the moment that God created humans, he began to be punished. Because then he saw the humans and he compared. Before there were only angels, nothing else. So he's adopted child of God alone. After that, God created humans and God doted on humans. And then these two angels became jealous and began to think, to compare that God, how come God treats humans so good? Yes, and they enjoy many privileges, many things that the angels don't have. For example, I don't think the angels could eat things like we eat. Maybe they should be happy that they don't need to eat. Because for food, we toil so much, the humans, day and night in order to have food. But the angels don't have to. If they don't have to eat, they don't have to have physical body. They don't have to eat, then they don't have to toil so much. And they just help God to take care of the creation, to keep everything in order, according to the moral and virtue standards. That's all the angels have to do. But then they are not contented with that because they have the mind already. They have this thinking process developing. So they begin to compare. They say God treats humans better even though humans are lousy, garbage, don't respect God, don't keep the rules and all that, and God still loves them. Well, all the parents love their children, no?
Yes, Master.
God was the same. God also loved the angels. It's just that they made trouble for themselves. All because of free will, I think. The free will nourishes the ego as well. Yeah, it's not that easy. Once the angels begin to do many things for God and begin to compare themselves, their privileges with the humans, then their ego has already developed because they know too much. They have too much priority. They have too much privilege and too much power. So their ego begin to also grow along with all that, all the knowledge that they acquired due to serving God. They become so intelligent, so knowledgeable that their ego also grow along with it. Some of the masters say that the more education a person has, the less easy to meditate, because there's too much in here and too much thinking. Yes, too much thinking and too much doubt, like doubting Thomas. How can Jesus die and be resurrected again?
Yes.
Something like that. And many people also don't believe what I'm saying because they have too much ego, too much worldly knowledge. The good and the bad knowledge that God did not want humans to have. Yes, that is an obstruction for spiritual development and progress. Yes. You tend to compare, you tend to reason, you tend to intellectualize any kind of concept, even the spiritual concepts. Instead of direct knowledge by meditation, observing the light and the sound from within and developing more and more wisdom, means regaining more and more of yourself to go back to heavens. You compare, you intellectualize, you argue with all the principles in spiritual practice compared to science and all that stuff, and then it slows you down, or you quit, or you don't believe at all. Got that?
Yes, Master.
It's not like a rule, it's just generally speaking only, yeah? But not all of the intellectual people are so skeptical like that. Evidence is that in our group, there are so many highly educated people, yeah, as disciples. They are doctors, engineers, scientists, etc., etc. You know that, right, by now?
Yes.
Professor, inventors, yes. Okay, good. Any other question, Loving?
One more question, Master.
No more.
One more, Master.
Zed, please.
Yes, Master. Master said that you could speak with the goddesses immediately, like just an understanding.
Yes.
In that case, why was Pusu developed?
It's just for fun. If we use it, okay? Yes. It's like a melodious kind of vibration. It's not a language. Huh? I just translate it into English. But if you are in Timkotu's land, you would not hear like that. You would not hear Pusu, or you would not hear Timkotu. It's like the sound current that you are practicing as a meditation method. It's not a language, okay?
Yes, Master.
But in it are the contents of all kind of knowledge and wisdom in the sound current. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Master.
Yes.
So the more you practice the Kuan Yin, has to be proportional with the light, okay? The more you practice the sound current and the light in proportion, the more you grow in knowledge and wisdom. Not just physically, but heavenly. It's not a language, but it is a language. If I translate it into our language, and then it looks like a language, okay, huh?
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Pusu was developed because there are some of the lower level who come up in the beginning. They like to use them also.
Yes, Master.
And later on, when they got used to more of the vibrational way of life, they don't talk like that. Even using that sound or the current or the vibration. It's just an expression of that word. It's just like, okay, if you go to the first level, I told you you will hear what. Remember?
Yes, Master.
That's the expression of the astral world in language, but without language, like in our world. And then on the second level of heaven, you will hear what, yes? And the third level, fourth level, fifth level, etc., etc. This is the expression, the vibration frequency of that word, in which they all tune in order to understand each other without a spoken language. And if I translate it into English, it means this and that, and it sounds like this and that. Capiche now?
Yes, Master.
Yes.
But I have to explain it to you, the similarity. Otherwise, you don't know what is what. Okay, huh?
Yes.
Okay. You are satisfied?
Yes, Master. Thank you.
Okay, you are welcome. You all done now. Is there any other question that you want to ask? Any worldly question also okay. Political maybe? We are not political, but sometimes we have to do something to do with politics. It's just for the world's peace and wellness. It's not political. Because if you truly are political, you have to jump into those parties or do it every day, comments every day or whatever. But we could also comment on political events because we are also a television, yes? And we're broadcasting not only for disciples, but anyone who can read and see it. If they have questions in their minds also, we answer that through talking, yeah, now and then. Actually, politics is not very interesting anyway. It's always, fighting. Somebody go down, somebody went up. Something like that. Okay, huh? And I am always glad to see if some politicians really worry about their people and take care of them, take care of their citizens. Then I'm really happy. And I'm very sad when the opposite is going on. And I can see through some politicians that they're really just for fame and profit. That's very sad then. When the people are dying and suffering from all kinds of hardship, and they don't care, just argue about petty things or accusing wrongly or fakely, or defaming some innocent opposition or something like that. This really saddens me so much. And if I can do something, of course I say something or do something. If not, mostly I just help them quietly, okay?
Yeah.
I help both oppositions quietly so that the things tone down. And the bad ones don't commit too bad sins by wrongly defaming others. And the good ones will not be too much harmed. That's all I can do, but quietly. Everything I told you, sometimes it does not always turn out the way it should. So I just do it quietly. It's better. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right, my love. You are not sleepy, aren't you? It's almost 2 o'clock a.m. You don't realize?
No, really?
Okay, never mind. Are you happy now?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Have a change, right? Yes. Me too have a change to see all your handsome covered faces. Beautiful head down face. It's okay. We work together, so I consider you colleague. So now and then we just see each other. It's fine. Yes?
Yes.
I'm glad that you live together in the same place, so you don't have to, do the zooming, because then I'd be lost. I don't know how to zoom. Yeah, it could be more complicated, and we cannot zoom with so many people at the same time. So we are still lucky, no?
Yes, Master.
And thank you for staying there, hanging in there, so we can see each other sometimes. All right then, huh? No more questions, right?
I do, Master.
Please.
I have one worthy question.
Yeah.
Like you say that God created humans with free will,
Yes.
and it seems like since ancient times there are always wars here and there. It happened to one country and then moved to another.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, if we have free will, then I would say most of the world population don't like to have war, Master.
Yes.
Meaning our will is to have peace.
Yes.
And love, like not harming animals or even other beings.
Correct.
And I'm just thinking, I don't have the factual number. I would believe majority of the human don't like war, like peace.
Of course not. Yes. And most of them have love in their heart for poorer people, for unfortunate people and for animals.
Yes.
Yeah. Just that. Okay. Tell me.
Yes, and how come our free will cannot overcome the so-called negative energy or force? Hence, the war continue moving from one region to another, Master.
Yes. You forget the snake.
Oh,
Huh?
so still alive, the snake.
The snake is a problem. You see, Adam and Eve were happy in heaven, okay? Until the snake came along
Yes.
and seduced them. Oh, if you eat this apple, you will be as great as God. That's why God doesn't want you to eat it. And that makes the ego came up, praising them and leading them into some illusionary dream for the future and all that stuff, telling them all good things about the apple, and then they ate it. See that?
Yes. Yes.
Eva ate first, right?
Yes.
If I remember. And then she gave it to Adam. Adam hesitated to eat, but in man, he always listened to his wife. So there we are. Huh? Our foreparents could not resist this seduction from the snake. So there will be always some people who listen to the snake. The invisible snake who told them that, okay, why not? You make a lot of money creating weapons. Then after creating weapons, you have to think of the way to seduce people into buying it. And then when you make some new one, you have to, seduce them into fighting with each other for using it first. Then buy more, make more money. It doesn't take a lot of people to make war, because humans also have this kind of herd mentality.
Yeah.
We listen to each other and we infect each other. We affect each other. We drag each other into something that we do together. Some people cannot live alone. They will feel absolutely lost, lonely, miserable. They need the people around them. So if one or few started the war or started some idea, other people follow.
Yes.
You can see that during all the wars that happened, only some people started the war and then others followed, either enthusiastically or just following like the ship, or cannot not follow because the law of the country make it that you have to enlist in the army when the government says so. See that?
Yes.
And have to go fight, or fight inside your country, or fight outside the country if needed. Then it cycles again and again like a circle. And the people who are killed come back and kill you, and then you come back again and kill them, and etc., etc. It will not stop then. Once it started, the wheel of vengeance and reincarnation will keep running. It takes forgiveness and love to stop, but by then the humans will be too drunken, too poisoned in their hatred and vengeance that they could not stop. That's how it is. Yes, I'm glad you asked some good questions today. Impromptu even, not even thinking in advance or writing it down in the paper and put it in the box. I mean, the internet box.
Yes.
For me.
Master,
Yes.
now that you've locked away Maya, does that reduce the impact of the snake? Or should the snake have less influence now on people's mentality?
The snake is now inside the humans. That is the problem. After millions of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, the snake has infiltrated the human system already. So it is for us now to decide. Okay? Maya is an external force that makes it more difficult to resist. But Maya is gone. There's a less extra burden only. The snake is still inside. The poison is still there, lingering. It's very difficult to take out. We have to take the free will now in our hands, and the power of love and forgiveness, and the power of the children of God to decide what's the best to do, what's the right thing to do. No one else can help us except ourselves. Do you understand?
Yes, Master.
That is that. You cannot convince your neighbor to do what you do, no? Can you?
No.
You can't even convince other brother and sister disciples to come and work with you, no?
No, Master.
Even they came, they also left. Some of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's such a short time. The snake did not get out yet. Just like some people have worms in their stomach. They take a strong dose of medicine to get rid of them.
Yes.
But unlike the worms, which are physical and easy to deal with, these things are invisible and also very powerful. The snake, yes? Even it could charm the couple, the first children of God, whom God loved so much and created with love, and breathed His own life force into them.
Yes.
Imagine how powerful it is. And we now, humans, alone on the planet, not in Eden even. Adam and Eve lived next to God, with God, and still got seduced. So us humans, the snake within us is difficult to get rid of. Unless we really want to. Nothing we want cannot be done in the spiritual realm, because we are the children of God. We have that power. But many people are so seduced, so lost in this physical domain that they forget everything. They forget heavens, they forget God. Even if they go to the church, they don't really remember God. Not in the real sense. They go there and sing, and then eat some cakes, or go next door, drink coffee, and then go home. Just like a habit. Just like a duty in a community. You know, you have to go to the church, otherwise other people look at you with different eyes, yeah? Look down upon you, for example, like that. In small communities, they do that. They have to. Or some politicians, they have to go to the church to show people that they are religious. But they're not real in the heart.
Yes, Master.
Because if they really do that, they would not go on so disgustingly with vengeance on fake accusations and using all means to defeat their opponents, even though the opponents are already on their knees, lost everything already, have nothing, and still continue to want to beat them down, not just verbally, but physically, and using the courts and using their position, using their privileged power to pursue to the end, to whatever end, and like no end, just to beat the opponent so that they will never exist anymore in the political arena. And that is really despicable. You see that? Yes?
Yes.
You see the snake within humans or not?
Yes.
Now you know. You know very well if you read the news.
Yes, Master.
By now you have understood.
Yes.
It's very scary, the snake within humans. That even God cannot prevent it. You saw that very well? No?
Yes, Master. Yes.
And just one snake, think about that. Just one snake defeated the whole heaven.
Yes, Master.
So in our world, similarly, just some people, few people with strong charisma, with strong words, with a sure-footed kind of talk and manner, and then other people will follow. And follow also for the benefit, for fame and gain, for prestige, for whatever in this world, whatever gain in this world they think is so important for them. They follow. All the same-minded, all the same similar snake inside. You can see very well which is which.
Yes, Master.
You can see their attitude, their vengeance and their actions. You can see who is who. You can see who is the snake and who is the victim.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Two first children of God, created by God, breathe in the life force by God, nourished by God, educated by God, and still can be defeated, seduced by one snake only. Snake even, not even a human being, not even a stronger being. It's a snake, even if they're so big, they cannot be as big as I am, even if I'm small.
Yes.
They're long, but they are not that big. The big one could be like this, like your palm, and can seduce the two strong, powerful humans. Adam must have been very giant, very big, in order for God to take out a rib and make another human being, smaller size than him, but it's not a rib, man. It's not my rib, or it's not your rib, is it? Yes? Just take out your rib and compare. How can you make a woman out of that? So Adam must have been very strong, powerful, big, giant.
Yes, ma'am.
Like most of the heavenly beings, they are very big compared to us. They are like mountains.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. If they appear to me, they have to reduce their size, or I won't see their faces at all. Sometimes one of my attendants before, she saw some normal heavens beings, not very high, but they are so tall. She's not even as big as their foot. Wow. She stood at their feet like a worm. And also in some of the Buddhist scriptures, describing when Madhyayana went to some of the heavens. Those heavens, they are very, very big, so their ball is very big. So when he went up there, he's like a fly that landed on their bowl, eating bowl.
Yes.
Or something, utensil that they use. A lower heaven, of course. So imagine two giant human beings like that. I mean, children of God, truly, first children of God like that. And being seduced by such a little snake. And can you imagine? If that snake was within you or encompassed you inside already, how would you ever resist doing evil things? Got that? Against the will of God.
Yes, Master.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, I know God and free will. Free will seems not to be good for us. But if we go back to heaven, then there will be no more of these problems. Because the situation also causes a problem for humans.
Yes, ma'am.
Free will is only for the created beings, yes? In the higher heavens, we don't have that problem. We don't ever struggle to decide, is that wrong, is that right, should I do this or should I not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Master.
That problem is eliminated. We still have free will. But we don't use that. We don't abuse that free will anymore because we are not coated in this earthly element dress anymore. We are free. Okay? Only in this coat of soil, of earth elements as a body, then we have to have the mind. And the mind, cannot always decide the good things if it's influenced by the snake. Just like Adam and Eve, in the physical earth body, they cannot comprehend very well. They cannot make very good decisions with their free will. And that's why God keeps forgiving them.
Yes, Master.
Keeps forgiving humans until the angels cannot bear it and become jealous.
Yes.
We talk about all these abstract things. It's very difficult to understand also. Just take it as a amusing bedtime story, okay? In this case, it's a morning story. In a few hours, you have to wake up again and go to group meditation, and you still sit there wide-eyed. Wait until you go to bed and you feel, oh my God, Am I still here? How can I even wake up in the morning when the alarm clock rings? You just shut it off. Oh, Master, forgive me. Last time the story was too good. No, I cannot get up. Okay, any more questions, my love?
One question, Master.
Yes?
Concerning a political question.
Yes.
Are there angels and demons on both sides of both political parties? Is there a good and a bad side, or they change depending on time? Maybe a different leader comes up and it changes?
Yes, of course, they change. Different angels come for different leader of a different party. And you can see what they do. Then you can, if you observe their actions, whether or not they are logical or helpful to the country despite the outlook, then you can tell which party has angels, even though you don't see them with your eyes, but some people see. And even if you cannot believe them, but you can observe the actions of whatever party, then you know which side has angels, which side has demons. The demons are allowed to be there because of the karma of the country.
Yes, Master.
The leaders are the ones that they take control of. They are just a tool. They have no control power. Remember the Surangama Sutra, I read to you many stories of even the spiritual practitioners, because of their desire or their greed or their wrong concept, that allows the demons to come and take possession of them, of their mind, of their decisions. And then they became so powerful that everybody loved them, followed them blindly, even though they did wrong. Even like the sexual misconduct or greedy possession, taking things from the people and all that, but nobody criticizes. Nobody says anything because of the power of the demon. Remember?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Remember the story?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
From Surangama Sutra, I told you many similar stories.
Yes, Master.
Until the demons had enough fun with them. And then they left. Then the so-called teacher or master and the so-called followers, the ones who did all wrong, went to jail. The government caught them and persecuted them, and they went to jail. Remember all that?
Yes, Master.
Okay, similarly, many things nowadays in the political arena, you would think, How can that happen? And nobody says anything. And how can the court not even judge them? How can the court refuse the good one and doesn't judge the bad one?
Yes.
For example, despite all the evidence, it's just so clear to your eyes, like the computer in front of me. You can see, you can judge it, but the people following them, love them, cheering them up, calling them good names, meanwhile, trample upon the good person sent by God. Yes, even the top religious leader condemned that good person sent by God. For example,
Yes.
even though it's not his call, it seems like he doesn't read anything. He doesn't see the news. He has no judgment of his own. Yeah. We have to always be vigilant of our thoughts, about the snake inside. Because the snake will make us think, decide something, and then we will do wrong.
Yes.
So you can see very well, you don't need that artist to paint the picture of an angel around any leader in order to know. Because many of the politicians, for example, they do things according to the fashion of the trend of the day.
Yeah.
Even though it does no good. But it's a trend, and the people believe in that. And they just do it to be in fashion, to be supported,
Yes, Master.
Yes.
to be voted for, but they have nothing in their hearts. And these things they do mostly are not good for the country, not good for people.